The world didn't end because of war. It ended because something started hunting humans at night. A father and his two sons might be among the last survivors, but once the sun goes down, no one is safe anymore. In the early days of the apocalypse, a man named Paul is searching a destroyed city for supplies when sirens suddenly begin screaming across the streets. Explosions shake the buildings as people run in panic, and the sky fills with thick black smoke. Paul knows he cannot stay there, so he runs through the chaos, hiding whenever he hears screams or bombs nearby. Eventually, he escapes the city and reaches an abandoned house far in the countryside where two babies are waiting for him. From that moment forward, his only mission is simple: keep them alive. 15 years later, those babies have grown into teenagers named Joseph and Thomas. The three of them still live in the same house, surviving in a world that now belongs to monsters. During the daytime, they search for supplies, but when the sun begins to set, everything changes. Windows are covered, doors are locked, and nobody dares step outside because nighttime means death. One evening, while the family is having dinner, their dog suddenly starts growling at the floor. Seconds later, a loud bang shakes the front door. Something outside is slamming against it. Paul and Thomas rush to hold the door shut as the creatures pound and claw from the other side, trying to break their way in. The house shakes violently for several terrifying seconds before the noise suddenly stops and the creatures leave. But Joseph notices something strange because he counted the attacks. The first attempt lasted 10 seconds, the second lasted 20 seconds, and the last one lasted only a single second. It almost feels like the monsters were testing the house. The next morning, they inspect the door and find deep claw marks carved into the wood. It will not survive another attack, so they head out to gather stronger materials. While Paul and Thomas work outside, Joseph secretly continues building something in the barn, a vehicle. He is tired of living trapped and wants a way to explore further. At first, the engine will not start, but Paul quickly fixes a few things and suddenly the vehicle roars to life. Excited, Paul takes the boys for a drive across the empty countryside, teaching them how to drive for the first time. For a brief moment, it almost feels like life is normal again, but the danger quickly returns. Thomas secretly visits a nearby farm where another family lives, though the real reason he goes there is their daughter Charlotte. The two teenagers clearly like each other and spend time walking through the fields together, sharing strange theories about what might have caused the apocalypse. But as they talk, the sun slowly begins to set, which means the monsters are coming. On his way home, Thomas slips and falls into a deep crevice in the ground. When he wakes up and lights a small flame to see where he is, he realizes something terrifying. A creature's arm is reaching through a hole in the wall, screeching as it tries to grab him. Thomas stabs the monster's hand with a knife and it retreats, but before he can escape, another creature appears above him and grabs his face. Just before it can kill him, Paul arrives and pulls the creature away, brutally killing it. However, the danger is not over because the monsters begin digging through the ground around them, trapping Paul, Thomas, and their dog inside the crevice. Knowing they might not survive, Paul throws a flare into one of the tunnels, causing an explosion that kills the creatures but severely injures him as well. Meanwhile, back at the house, Joseph prepares a trap after hearing strange noises around the door. When a creature finally breaks through a hole in the wood and crawls inside, Joseph pretends to be asleep. The monster slowly approaches him to test if he is alive, but suddenly Joseph pulls a rope tied to his chair and a cage crashes down from the ceiling, trapping the creature inside. For the first time, anyone has actually captured one of the monsters alive. The next morning, Joseph searches for his family and eventually finds them, bringing his wounded father back home. But things only get worse from there. The creatures are changing their behavior. They are digging underground, learning faster, and attacking more aggressively than before. Soon the nearby farm is attacked as well. Workers are dragged underground, monsters burst from the soil, and buildings catch fire as chaos spreads everywhere. Realizing the house will not survive another attack, Joseph creates a desperate plan. They gather gas cans, explosives, and furniture, building a huge pile inside the house. The goal is simple but dangerous: blow up their house and destroy as many creatures as possible. That night, the monsters invade. They burst through the floors, crawl down the chimney, and smash through the walls as a massive battle begins. The family fights back desperately, killing several creatures, but more and more keep coming. Paul quickly realizes something heartbreaking. His sons might survive, but only if he stays behind. He forces the others into an old freezer for protection and closes the door before they can stop him. Alone inside the house, Paul faces the monsters as they rush toward him from every direction. Just as the creatures swarm him, the explosives ignite and the entire house erupts in a massive explosion. When the survivors finally crawl out of the freezer, the house is gone, the monsters are gone, and so is Paul. For the first time in years, the teenagers step outside at night and look up at the sky, seeing the stars clearly for the first time because they were always hiding indoors. The next morning, they bury their loved ones, gather whatever supplies they can find, and drive away toward the valley in search of a new home and, maybe, a new future. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more movie recaps like this, and I will see you in the next recap.